Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today has been a very hectic day. I think you have all witnessed that as well, and I don't want to bother you, alright? I don't want to bother you, but I have some crazy stuff to talk about still. I mean, even look at this article. This week, Jupiter aligns with Saturn. What happens next will be a once in a lifetime sky event. Now, I am not really into this type of stuff, not gonna lie, but I'm open to a lot of things, and I mean, really, what we're witnessing right now, not even talking about this article, I'm talking about crypto and the election and things like that. All these things are a once in a lifetime thing. You can kind of appreciate, though, to a certain degree, that we are witnessing this all. Be happy you're the way you are right now. Be happy with today. I mean, I don't want to be that preachy type of guy, but still, I don't know. It's been hectic, but it's also been so fun to connect with all of you guys on Twitter and stuff like that. I mean, I see so many fun tweets every single day. Just want to briefly thank you all for that. Just wanted to briefly. All right, my question of today. All right, I'm going to do a positive one. If I were to give you $1,000 right now, what would you buy? Right? What would you buy with that? I know 1,000 might not be much for you, might be a lot, but what would you buy with that? All right, and having that said, make sure you check out the Growth Masters Academy. I just posted another video on here, but I definitely think it's a good one. I think you guys can learn a lot with that, so I recommend to check it out and learn something new about earning on here. By the way, a couple of people have said, why are you doing this? I've told you all, I know what it feels like to just have barely enough income or just not enough. And I've explained multiple times in videos, I think with what I teach here, you can earn let me not turn that on. You can earn yourself a little bit of extra income every single month with just a little bit of work every day or every couple of days, just depends. It's not that difficult, it just takes a little bit of time. But I think anybody that's watching right now can build it up. And so, if those couple of bucks may help, check it out. Having said that, today I want to talk about a couple of things. First off, I saw somebody say this and I was like, what's this about? Well, Moon Lambo said, at what price will you sell more or some of your XRP or all of it? Your answers here may be shared in a YouTube video I'll be putting out soon. Please don't share anybody how much XRP you have because you'll be a target. Yeah, so to me, this is very important, all right? To me, this exact question is stuff I have posted about before, but still people ask me about all the time. All right, they ask me, Dusty, how many crypto coins, that's often what people say, by the way, or how many XRP or how much Ripple, that's what some others say, should I have and when should I sell? And I always refer to my retirement plan, all right? And this retirement plan, I've never released a document because, it's not really much, but it's something you guys should all take a little bit of a look at by just looking at your screen right now. It says right here, all right, first of all, if we take a look at the XRP supply, it is pretty interesting to note that if everybody were to be given some, the amount you would get is about 12.5 per person. So if you have more than that, there will always be somebody with less than you, which is kind of interesting if you're talking about holdings. And I guess if you have about, let's say, 100 XRP, you will always be in the top percent. It's pretty crazy to think about, but there will be a ton of people with 12 and a half or even less than that. Discussion point. What if XRP is so successful and tons of coins are being burned and the rest is permanently held? Because, one thing a lot of people don't understand is that at this point, all right, XRP is being burned every single time a transaction takes place. Every single time that transaction fee is being burned. So what happens is over time, the XRP supply gets less and less and less. But as I've also said a couple of years ago and a couple of months ago, every time I come back to this point, the rate at which it burns is so small that this is not going to be a problem for the next 50 years, all right? Maybe in 50 years we can start to talk about it and see, but as of this point, it doesn't really work that way. And also, the rest being permanently held is against what Ripple's point is, Ripple's plan is, so that would be kind of strange, right? That would also be a very, very small likelihood. I probably wouldn't worry about that. Then, to get back to the point, when should you sell? Well, that really depends on what your goals are. And that's why it's called a retirement plan. And some will always be mocking me and say, man, you're dumb because XRP is not going to make anybody retire. It's all about an idea. All right, it actually doesn't matter if you do this for Bitcoin, for XRP, for Ethereum, for Chainlink, for ADA. It does not really matter. It's about the thought that is behind it. But you need about 3 points, all right? You need a goal. So you need a nominal amount of money that you would like. This can be any currency. It does not really matter. Then you need yourself a crypto price prediction. Again, a price that you think we'll eventually get to or will get to at one point or another. It doesn't really matter if this is the final price, but you need to have a certain couple of prices in your head, either an intermediary price or an ultimate price. And then the amount of XRP you will have at that point. If you got those 3 things, you can match them all up and you'll get to a retirement amount. But this is just one part though. But stay watching, all right? Here, I had an article about the 4% rule. A lot of guys have said, get away from that 4% rule right now. So let's skip out on that for right now. Because, I mean, I watch a lot of videos, all right? I try to keep myself up to date with the financial realm by doing that. And a lot of people have said, get away from the 4% rule. So we're going to skip out on that part. But still, what it was talking about here is, again, what is your goal? All right, let's say $1 million. What is your XP price prediction? Let's say $5. Then you got to pick a little bit of a table for yourself here. We'll get to that in a second. But then go to your amount of XRP, let's say 10,000, and then boom, you got to match it all up for yourself, all right? You'll see, if you were thinking, okay, $10 per XRP, and you have 50,000, you'll have $500,000, and so on and so forth, right? You can just kind of think for yourself exactly where you would lay. And this is, by the way, what I normally use to show in my second sheet. It was mostly a little calculation about if you want to calculate your retirement amount, just do the quantity of XRP times the price. If you want to calculate the quantity, do the retirement amount over the price. And if you want to calculate the price, just do the retirement amount over the quantity of XRP. That is how simple it is going to be. However, let's get back to this little table, which I never decided to finish because it's about the idea, not about the real points and numbers you're seeing. So what I put in here is something very, very important that I want you guys all, if you're watching this, to write down for yourself, all right? And it is a cash out table. What this represents is at what points you're going to be cashing out, because the question is not, at what price. It is more about what are your ultimate goals and what can you suffice with. Because literally every price point can have a valid reason to cash out, depending on what your goals are. All right, for me, myself, I would say that a couple of good cashing out points are at about $5, at about $10, and so forth and so on. Maybe every $2.50 up, I would try to cash out a little bit more because I think it's very important that you secure profits and again get those dollars in your pocket instead of just being very, very rich in crypto but never enjoying that. All right, I've seen right now with all that I'm doing on Instagram and stuff like that it may be very cool to have money in value, to have a lot of net worth, but if your income flow is very, very low in comparison to your net worth, you're still not doing that much, all right? You may be hoping for at one point selling it all, but that could have, first of all, never happened, or it could be so long where it's already not that nice anymore, or it may cost you a lot more. It may have some very negative sides to it as well. So I recommend everybody, and this is not financial advice, this is a personal recommendation from me as a friend to you as a friend who's watching. This is not financial advice, just my own personal thoughts. I'm not a financial advisor. You cannot see this as legal advice or financial advice. Quick disclaimer. So with that said, I would recommend my own, my own son, I would say then, to cash out, or myself, I could even say, at about $5, about $7.50, about $10, but then go a little bit below that. All right, so I would go for about $4.84, maybe or $7.34. You guys get that? I'm gonna go a little bit below a massive number because these are all psychological borders where a lot of people will be selling, and thus, if you go a little bit below it, there's a higher chance of breaking it. If you go a little bit above it, you're kind of pushing your luck a little bit. You can do that if you have a point which you didn't really want to sell at, but kind of did. But the thing I kind of recommend against is going for $5.10. Because what can happen is, we wait very, very long to breach $5, and then when we finally breach it, you cash out, even though right now we got some more bullish momentum. So either go before it, So you always have a chance to buy back. If we really stick close to that $5 range for a very long while and you're waiting for a breakout, you can always get back in and don't go just above it, rather below it. But the point is, write it all down up front. Don't go do this on the go. I have my own thing written down here, and I'll share that at one point in the future with you guys, I think. The only problem with me is I buy and sell so regularly that it doesn't really matter that much. But if you're just holding, this is what you got to do. Put a couple of prices in a row here. Put an amount of XRP you can sell. This may be 3%, this may be 1%, this may be 5%. Don't go in two big baskets just quite yet. And the value, again, that's just this one times this one, that is going to be. All right. If you've done that for yourself, there's a couple of things you need to think about. Should you even sell XRP at all? This depends on two major factors. One, how much risk you're willing to take. And I would say two is how much income you already have. Because the risk part is, it could be that by holding on, you'll eventually become a lot richer. But as I've just said, part two is that you might not get any income at this point, and you'll never really enjoy being rich, except for having the rich stamp and being rich on paper. And then 7, if you want to cash out, you still got to pick yourself a good exchange. Now, I personally, at this point, am using BitTrue for a lot of things. A link is in the description below. But one thing we must all discuss and think about is, what if in the future, we can't even, we can't even cash out because that many people got so rich and nobody wants to buy it anymore. The thing is, though, if nobody wants to buy it anymore, the prices wouldn't go up. So that's always something stupid that some people say as a negative Nancy type of thing. Then this article here, which was just published, actually states rather, the same thing. Why bad times demand more saving. The thing is, with this saving and stuff I'm talking to you guys about here, is not necessarily owner retirement. It's about all rainy day circumstances. And that type of stuff I've actually covered multiple times on my Business Realm YouTube. A link is also in the description. You don't have to go over there now because I'm not posting in a little bit, but again, I will be soon. On there, I've also explained again how this stuff all works along and why you should always have a rainy day fund. It's because right now we see with the pandemic that you might be caught off guard and might have not have a job for a couple of months, You want to be prepared for that type of stuff. So, yeah, create a plan like this to be secure. Now, I think that was actually it for today. Or should I just do this video plus the stuff I wanted to say? Let's just make it maybe one video instead of two separate ones. Let me quickly go through the articles that I had left. Bitcoin sets new 2020 record, surpassing 14,100, which is the highest price since January of 2018. I was actually really amazed to see where the crypto price is at right now. And guys, look at the value of our portfolios right now if you're holding some Bitcoin. This brings me back to the point to not hold just one crypto. Make sure you diversify. It's not financial advice, but still my personal thoughts. It is very, very good to diversify because, well, as we can see right now, XRP didn't take the biggest skyrocket, right? And you could have been part of that by just, again, having yourself multiple crypto. XRP will most likely skyrocket eventually, right? I'm a big bull on that. I don't really doubt that at all. But as of this point, it is not doing it. And yeah, so with that thought as well, since it's not doing it right now, then, logically thinking about that, yeah, if I only had another crypto like Ethereum, Ethereum, I wanted to say Bitcoin or Ethereum, I could have been part. So next time, diversify yourself a little bit because then you're kind of doing better all the time. I don't know, that was not the best explanation, but I've said it so many times before that I think you guys all know what I'm all about. Let's move further though. SEC changes rules, making fundraising easier for crypto firms. Yup. Looking pretty damn juicy, pretty damn good, and a pretty good point of progress. I'm really, really happy to see that. And by the way, guys, check this out, all right? I made it specifically for you guys, and I want you all to enjoy it. So just, if you don't like it, check it out and say, man, this is not my style, okay? But then at least I know, all right? Then at least I know, and I might change it up, or then it's not your thing to earn on Instagram. But this is my main job, all right? This is what I do for a living. So it's kind of cool that you guys are also sharing that with me here and checking it all out, and I really, really appreciate that. Bitcoin price before Trump became president in 2016 will shock ya. Well, this is again another kind of baity article, I think, because, well, you kind of feel like, okay, let me read into this, right? And this is what they've kind of written here. However, Bitcoin price has increased immensely since 2016, and it has increased 1,000 times since Obama's re-election in 2012, basically showcasing to us, that on election night 2016, one Bitcoin was worth 700, and it increased 735 after Trump's victory was certain. So after that, it also has increased 18 times since then. Maybe if he gets back into office right now, we're going to be seeing an even higher price. Could definitely be so. Could definitely be so. I'm excited about it, though. Trump versus Biden. How will the outcome affect your Bitcoin? Well, as of this point, I'm sticking with what I said just now. I am thinking that things are going to be looking very, very positive. That's the kind of outlook I've been giving it right now. Because, that just depends on who wins, though. Last time the signal appeared, Bitcoin surged 2,000%. It just appeared once more. This guy's always a hype type of writer, so I don't really take him too serious, but Bitcoin's daily nail in the coffin, or in the bear's coffin, the 200-day MA has just made a new all-time high. Past 2 times this occurred, there was no looking back. All right, I'm excited for it. And then about $1 billion of Bitcoin comes out of hibernation. This was something which was very interesting, This is, again, money we're talking about from 5 years ago, and it's being brought to life. I'm sometimes thinking that people are swapping this money around and using this money for a certain part to mess with our emotions, because people will make news about it, but also because they want to be steady and able to sell if things go wrong. All right, and now this article here is a little bit different from that exact situation I've just told you guys about, but the theory that I'm talking about here does make a lot of sense in my own head, where people right now, they want to be secure of everything. They want to make sure that, what did I want to say? They want to make sure they are very, very fast to the keyboard if they have to, where they can just sell and maybe switch over to a different crypto if they have to, or if a big crash comes. Or maybe because Bitcoin has now gone to levels before unprecedented, kind of, except for the big bull run. Yeah, maybe they are right now in another period where they might want to sell, or they might want to do something else. I don't really know. But right now we are such a crazy time that I'm thinking it's not that crazy they're doing this. Again, this one says the same thing. It's not a big deal, though, as they're not really selling it. They're just switching their money around. So it's not necessarily something bad. It could be, though. But for right now, it's just important that the big guys are moving some money. We don't know why, and we probably won't know why. We probably won't know why until they sell it, at which point it will be too late because the markets will drop. And to kind of get back to this point, guys, you might never have to sell all your XRP. I don't even know if I would. Same for Bitcoin. Even right now, it's tempting, all right? If I look at my portfolio, it is tempting to sell some of those coins. But I'm thinking, right, with some logical thoughts and logicalness behind that, there's going to be a ton of people who have never even witnessed Bitcoin that will still get in, even if we're 100% higher than this. So me selling it right now will be one of the most dumb moves out there, wouldn't it be? Where I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell it right now. What would that do? Well, that would literally, guys, just make it so I would have to buy back a lot more expensive rather soon. And with that in mind, I was like, man, I can't, all right? I can't go about this. I can't do it. I won't. And so right now I'm eagerly waiting. I'm honestly, eagerly waiting for the prices just to keep going up. And that's all I can say. That's all I'm waiting for here. And guys, again, check out the Growth Masters Academy. I made it just for you. And I'm going to keep saying this because I really, really want you guys to check it out. And I actually just see now, I have 1,000 Digibyte. Should we be giving that away? I don't know. I see I have it in my ledger, 1,000 Digibyte that I've actually never seen before. Oh, it's all the way from 2018 still. All right, I've never touched that. It's just, I think the first day I made a ledger or something like that. I don't know exactly when I made it, but it's all the way there from a couple of years ago. I've never touched it. It's pretty crazy, guys. Pretty damn crazy. Huh. Yeah, and also I'm just taking a look at what these cryptos are doing, man. It is completely insane if I take a look at all of this. It is so strange. Bitcoin, 14,000. My days, guys. What heavy, eh? How freaking heavy. Damn. All right, but guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys all again in another crypto video. Enjoy and have a very nice day.